Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going to give this a moment to go live in people's feeds. Okay, if you are watching the replay, please hang in there with me for a moment. Just going to check to make sure everything's working and we will get started really soon. I'm going to be making a super cute treat package and I'm going to teach you how to make it. So don't go anywhere. Okay, here we go. All right, I see a comment. Good morning, Judy, over on YouTube. Okay, it looks like we're working both on YouTube and Facebook. Good morning, everybody. Hello, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Good morning, Janice. Okay, my name is Zara Premji, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach from Markham, Ontario, Canada. And every Sunday morning, I love to do a live crafting tutorial while I have coffee and while I hang out with all of you, my dear friends. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Linda. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all of you. Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing today. If you don't want to see, look away because I'm going to show you the cute little treat packages we're going to make. And just to give you some context, yesterday I was at a stamping event out in London, Ontario. And it was a demonstrator event. I was asked to present there and I got to also stay and enjoy the crafting and all of the inspiration. And oh my goodness, there was so much inspiration yesterday. And so they had like they had different presenters showcasing different products. And one of the presenters, her name is Cindy, did an amazing presentation on treat packaging. So I showed some pictures over on my Instagram stories yesterday and I asked people to vote on what to do a tutorial on. And it was like overwhelmingly in favor of this little tea bag treat holder. And so I decided that I'm going to show you two different versions. One is really good for Halloween. It's just a Halloween treat package. You don't have to put a tea bag in it. You can put little chocolates. And then the other one is going to, I'm showing you. I said I wouldn't show you, but here it is. Okay, so let me show you here on the screen. This is the Halloween version. It's like a double treat package, so you can put two little treats in there. And then this is the Christmas themed one, okay? And this has two tea bags in it, and it has a Biscoff cookie, which is like one of my favorite cookies. Okay, so we are going to get started really quickly. As you're jumping in, please do say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us if you make handmade treats for Halloween or for Christmas, or if you want to make them. And I am going to teach you. And it's really, really easy. And all you need is a 6x6 piece of pattern paper. And honestly, like there's just so many different possibilities. Please hang around till the end because I'm going to show you some other treat packaging, some of which I got from the event yesterday, some of which I had created a few weeks ago, just to give you more ideas and inspiration for your crafting. And it's really nice, I find, around this time of year, whether you are, creating for Halloween, those of you that still have Thanksgiving coming up in the US, and of course for Christmas, it's always so nice to be able to create handmade projects. So the actual treat or the gift itself is wonderful, but the packaging just kind of gives it that extra wow factor. Really tells somebody that you have created something for them and that it's handmade and has a lot of significance and sentiment to it. So good morning, Shirley from Waterford, Ontario. Good morning, Dawn, Linda, no worries. Okay, so let me flip this screen. And I'm going to show you first the paper that I'm going to be using today. So there is this pack of paper in the back of our holiday catalog. Good morning, Kathleen. Excuse me. There is, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was looking for my scoring tool. There is this pack of paper, and I don't think that the picture in the catalog does it justice. There is so much paper in here. If you can just look. Okay, I'm putting my hands here just so you can see. There are 48 sheets of pattern paper, and it's called Celebrate Everything. And what's really great about this is literally like every single occasion you could possibly need paper for is in this packet. So we've got Halloween, we have Christmas. I might just kind of fan through it really quickly because there are so many different papers. So lots of different patterns here. I love this black and white Christmas tree one. And then we've got this whimsical ornament one, kind of has like it just has a really cute whimsical vibe. And I love that there's pink in there. Halloween. And then there's some neutral kind of patterns that are really good for all occasion. That's good for fall, New Year's with the fireworks. I love this rainbow paper here. And then of course I love this pink and red striped one. And then let me just quickly flip it over so you can see all the patterns on the back, okay? So you could see how this pack of paper would be able to carry you through literally an entire year of card making, paper crafting, scrapbooking, and you can actually get this paper for free with a qualifying order. So when you place an order of $200 or more, you get what we call Stampin' Rewards, and then you can use those on this free pack of paper. You cannot actually order this paper in the annual catalog, like you can't actually purchase it. So it's a really, really great versatile, sorry, picking up my trimmer here. It's a really great versatile pack of paper. So I'm going to be using that. And the other item I'm going to be using is my scoring tool. And that is in our annual catalog. And it looks something like this. So I'm going to show you two versions, one using the scoring tool and one using my paper trimmer, okay? And so as I'm going through this, please let me know if you have questions. I have popped, let me move this banner, 1 second. I have popped into the description of this video, I have put a link to join my email list. I'm going to be sharing a PDF tutorial for this project. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just put that really quickly in the comments, and that way if you would like to join my email list, you will get a free tutorial this week. I believe it'll be going out on Tuesday, and so you will get a free step-by-step tutorial on how to make this with all the measurements and everything. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start with my Halloween treat one. And I have this piece of paper here, and I am going to start by folding this in half, okay? You do want to have a bone folder, so if you don't already have one, it's definitely going to be something that is useful to have. So the scoring tool is really great for treat packaging. So if you want to create any kind of, you know, boxes or what I'm about to create for you today, the scoring tool is really great for that. So it has all of these score lines. They are all at 1/8 of an inch. And then they have markings at the top. And they go in 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch markings. And then it also comes with a stylus, and it's a double-ended stylus. So one is a little thinner than the other. So to create this treat package, we're going to start by taking our 6x6 piece of pattern paper. Good morning, Darlene, Shirley. Good morning, Margaret Ann. Good morning, Shirley. Thank you for joining. Hello, Carol. It's nice to see your name. Good morning, Karen Snow. Okay, so I am going to start by taking, so I folded it in half. And I'm going to start by taking this and scoring it at 2 3/4. So I've got my 2 3/4 inch marking here. Okay, so I'm just taking that stylus, and it just kind of fits really nicely into the groove of the scoring tool. And then I'm going to do one at 5 5/8. So here is 4/8. So I'm going to move over to the 5/8, and I'm just going to score that down. Then I'm going to turn this 90 degrees. And I'm going to put it against the left side edge, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch, okay? So I got to just, this is a little awkward for me. So I'm going to, here we go. So I'm just scoring this at half an inch. Just because I want to confuse you guys a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to put the stylus back. That's all you need that for. Good morning, Nicole. Okay, and now what we've got here, if you look carefully, you'll see that I have these score lines here, okay? So we're going to start by folding along this score line here, and then we're going to fold along the opposite one here, okay? So now you can see kind of how this is starting to come together. Then I'm going to fold the whole thing on top of itself, and I'm still using my bone folder just to kind of make the lines crisper. And then I don't know if you can see, let me see, there's like a little score line here that we created when we did that 1/2 inch. And so I'm going to fold that like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, when you are using paper that is sort of directional, you will see that some parts of it are going to be like upside down, and it's not really a big deal. On this particular paper, on one side of it, it's right side up. And then when you flip it over, the other side, the pumpkins are kind of upside down, okay? Good morning, Debbie from Wisconsin. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this hole punch, and honestly, like you could use just any regular punch. This is one that Stampin' Up! Used to sell, but then retired. So I'm just going to punch a hole in the top, and this is where my ribbon is going to go, okay? So let's do that part next, just because I am talking about ribbon. I'm going to use two different types of ribbon, but I'm going to show you in the next version how you can just use one ribbon and feed it through and create like a little loop, okay? So I'm using this black and white gingham ribbon, and I'll just grab my scissors here. Is anyone excited to make these? Are you like thinking you might actually make these for Christmas or stocking stuffers or Thanksgiving if you're in the US? I would love to know if this is something that you feel you might want to make. Debbie, okay, so you'd love to see more ideas using this paper. I will definitely try and share more. And if you look a little bit farther back on my Facebook page, oh, you're on YouTube here. I'm pretty sure I did a tutorial featuring the striped paper. I did birthday cards with it, but I believe that there should be photos on my Facebook page if you're on Facebook, or if you follow me on Instagram, there are some photos there as well. Okay, that didn't work. That was too short. We need a longer piece of ribbon. I'm probably going to be a little wasteful here. Let's try that again. Sometimes when I'm tying ribbon, I like to keep it on the roll just so that I'm not wasteful. But sometimes what does happen when you keep it on the roll is that it does make it a little bit awkward to maneuver, and I didn't want to confuse you guys. Now, I always find when I'm doing these bows, when I'm wrapping it around ribbon, that it doesn't always end up straight. So I've heard that the trick is to do them upside down. I'm going to be doing a little bow tying tutorial reel, like an Instagram reel and a Facebook reel soon, because I had some requests for that. I know some of you don't love tying bows, and not that I'm necessarily a pro at it, but I've done it enough times that I feel like I can just do it pretty quickly. Okay, so that's kind of the bones of our little treat package here. Let me just see if I can bring a piece of white grid paper there so you can see what that's looking like, okay? So now we're going to decorate it. And I am, because this is a Halloween themed one, I am using the Scary Silhouettes, Scary Cute and Scary Silhouettes dies. And so I've already die cut some of my pieces here, including this haunted house. This is using one of the dies in the Scary Silhouettes. It's super cute. And I've got my stylish shaped circle. This is an Orchid Oasis. This is one of our new in colors. And I use this color because I also use the Orchid Oasis ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to use my blending brush just to add a little bit of depth to this circle, make it look a little bit more spooky. So I'm just taking my blending brush, picking up some of the ink, and then I'm just going to add some of the ink to this circle. So you want to take some of the ink off onto the grid paper just so that you're not kind of getting these big splotches of ink on your cardstock. I'm just going to do a little bit more at the top here. Okay, that's all we need to do there. And then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, which is our glitter, like our sparkly glitter brush. And I haven't used it in a really long time. And so I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going, so what I've done is squeeze a little bit of the liquid into the chamber, and it is kind of close to being finished, so there might not be a ton. And then I'm just tapping the brush against the lid. And let's see if you can see any of this. Okay. Can you see the sparkles? I think you can see them. I can see them on my screen. So it's just creating this little sparkly, starry night effect. Not mandatory, like it's not a must do for this project, but it's just cute. It's sparkly. Sparkles never hurt anyone. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Joy. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue. You could fancy this up even more if you wanted, but I'm just going to keep that fairly simple. So we'll set that aside, and then we're going to use the Trick or Treat You're So Sweet. And I'm not actually going to use both parts of the sentiment. I'm just going to stamp it in black. And let's see if I can get this straight. Not too bad. And I'm just going to use the trick or treat part because I don't want to cover too much of that haunted house. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that right in the center. And then we're going to trim this down. So hopefully you can see how easy this little tea bag holder is. And I'll show you the original that I saw and received at the event that I was at yesterday. And it was just super cute. So cute and just such a nice way to use it. If you are a paper hoarder, and I know some of you are because you've admitted to it before. If you are a paper hoarder, then you are going to want to try this because you can make 4 out of 1 sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Okay, and then you want to make sure when you're putting your little dimensionals that you put them wide enough apart that they're going to stick to the actual outer part of this treat holder versus kind of the inner part, because otherwise you will not be able to put anything in. So I'm going to put one more mini dimensional here, and I'm going to put it on one side of the sentiment, and then I'll add a little dot of glue on that side there. And what that's going to do is just make sure that it's level. Do you guys think we should add some rhinestones to this? Yes to rhinestones or no to rhinestones? You know I'm going to probably make this decision on my own anyway, so let's see if we can find the rhinestones. We're going to use rhinestones. Yep, we found them. And in my next, when I show you the next project, I'm going to show you how you can make these rhinestones any color you want because they come out clear. So I will do one here and one down here. Okay. Yes to rhinestones. Bling it up. Yep. Yep. Oh, Betty, I'm sorry. Betty said no. As the others are saying, bling is required. Bling is a must. Okay. So I have this, these Kit Kat mini bars. And let me show you how many are left in here. Halloween is not even upon us yet. And guess what happens when you leave treats in your craft room? Okay. You know what? I do need to put one more dimensional here, just because it feels like it's coming up a little bit. So let me get that there. That one seems okay. And then you can just put your treats, anything you want. A lot of the flatter Halloween treats would fit nicely in here. So things like the Sour Patch Kids or Swedish berries that are a little flatter. The Kit Kat bars that you get, the Halloween size, I think like this size would fit nicely in here. So you could do all sorts of different things in there. And I'm just going to use these little Kit Kat ones, and I'm going to try not to eat them. There we go. So that is a cute little Halloween treat. Let me just show you that close up. All right. And it's got the ribbon and it's just so cute. Like, I think, you know, it's so much nicer than just throwing them in like a dollar store bought cellophane bag, which is not a terrible thing. And especially if you're creating a cute little tag for it. But I just think when you can create handmade gifts and packaging, I just think it just gives it that extra special touch. Okay. So tell me what you guys think of that. I can't decide if I need my glasses on or off. I don't know. I'm having major like issues with my vision right now, but I think that this is what it's supposed to look like. And what's also really nice is that it'll stand up. Okay, so you can actually have it standing up. This is the aerial view for you guys. And this is the other side. Okay, so you can decorate both sides if you want. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And so you make sure if you only decorate one side, that when you present it to the recipient, you give it like this. Okay, so they see the front of it. Thank you, Rosemary. Okay, Sandra says, I would make those for Christmas gifts and stocking stuffers. Did I get your comment? No, there we go. I would make those for Christmas gifts and stocking stuffers. So that, I'm glad you said that because I am going to show you a Christmas version. Here's the two side by side. The first one I did not put any rhinestones on. And yes, it is very simple, Judy, like so simple to create. Okay. I'm all about simple because I feel like, especially when we're doing gift packaging, it's often the case that you're making more than one. And so it's always nice to be able to, you know, create, mass produce and create multiple. Okay. This is one of my other favorite papers in the Celebrate Everything pack. And I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to use my paper trimmer because some of you may not have the scoring tool. And so the paper trimmer will work just as well. And I'm going to show you how you can use the scoring blade to do that. If you were to pick between the two tools, like if you're picking between the trimmer and the scoring tool, I would say definitely the trimmer because it'll also cut your cardstock. But if you already have the trimmer and you're looking to add another tool to your arsenal, then I would say the scoring tool would be a good one. So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking this piece of paper. It's 6 by 6. Okay, 6 inches by 6 inches. So it's a perfect square. And as I mentioned earlier, when you have, when your paper is 12 by 12, you can get 4 of these treat packages out of one. Okay, so we're going to grab our trimmer. We've got the 2 blades. I really wish that let me just see if I can make this higher up so that we can kind of like zoom out. Okay, here we go. I think that's a little better. Okay, so I've got my 2 blades here, the lighter and the darker blade. If you tend to kind of sometimes make the mistake of cutting by accident, then take that blade right out of your trimmer so that you don't make the mistake, okay? So we're gonna take this little piece here and we are going to score it at 2 3/4. So all I'm doing is lining up that little pointed part with my 2 3/4 inch marking. And I'm gonna score it there. And then I'm gonna move this over to 5 5/8. Okay, and I'm gonna score it again. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece and I'm lining it up. So I'm taking that long edge here and I'm lining it up with the 1/2 inch marking on the right side of the arm. Okay, I'm gonna line that up. Okay, and I'm going to score that like that. So all you need is 3 score lines, and then that's all you need your trimmer for. And I'm gonna put that blade back in because if I don't, I will lose it. Okay, so we've got our paper here, and now we're going to start to fold on the score lines. I'll just show you again. If you look closely, you can see those score lines. Those are the guides. Those are gonna tell us where we need to fold, okay? So I'm gonna start on this one here using my bone folder. I'm not offended at all that this has pink on the inside. I'm not mad at that at all. Okay, so you fold in those side score lines, and then we are going to fold on that score line here. So see, we've got this cute little package. And if you really wanted, like if you wanted to kind of hide the tea bags, you could do that and then decorate the outside of it, okay? But I want the outside showing. So I'm going to now fold and burnish. Burnish is a term we use to basically clean up those score lines when you're just folding. And then we're doing this one here, okay? So you can see how this is going to start to stand up like that. I told you I would show you how you can decorate this with just one piece of ribbon. This is one that we often do for tags. So I'm just going to take my hole punch and just punch a little hole there. Okay. And then I'm going to take my polished pink ribbon because that is the coordinating color on the inside and just cut it at an angle. Okay. So, and I don't love like when the angle is too sharp. Okay. So just kind of on a 45-degree angle is what I usually do it at. Okay. Yes, Judy, you are speaking my language. Judy says the pink side would be really cute for Christmas too. Sandra, I said that I would be sharing the measurements in a tutorial with my email list. So if you're already subscribed to my email list, you will be getting that this week. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe to my email newsletters because I'm starting to send out PDF tutorials weekly. Okay, I think you are on my email list. So all I've done is feed in both of those ends and I'm just pulling it like this and it's going to create just a little kind of knot. And actually I should have cut it after because when you are pulling it through, sometimes it'll fray And so I'm gonna just cut the ends now. Okay, so we've got our cute little ribbon, and Judy says we could have done polished pink, and Judy, you and I just became best friends. Okay, sorry, I'm missing some comments here. Rosemary says they would be so cute on your table at Thanksgiving or Christmas with a little treat inside. Absolutely. Melissa says she would share these with coworkers. Debbie also says, yeah, definitely really good for table favors. And I don't know, like I always love looking at those like Thanksgiving and Christmas tables where, you know, obviously you have like the charger plates and the beautiful florals and stuff, and then everyone has a little favor at their spot. I just think that is so cute. Okay, so now we are going to decorate, and I am using this is called, somebody's going to help me with this. I think this is called the Oval Builder Punch. Can you see the reflection of my camera here? I think it's called the Oval Builder Punch. It's basically a double oval. And I'm going to use a sentiment that says just for you. So what's really great about these is that you can use whatever sentiments you want. I am using the Ringed with Nature, and I love the just for you. And the reason I wanted to use this is because while I'm doing a Christmas themed treat, you could use any sentiment on this. You know, just like this one here says love and warmth. You could put Merry Christmas on there. I wanted something that would fit nicely on that oval, so I'm using the Just For You. Shirley says it's the double oval punch. Thank you very much. So I'm now going to stamp my greeting in shaded spruce ink. I just inked, like I refilled my ink today. So it's really nice and intense, the color. Okay, so we've got that, and then we're going to punch. So when you're using the double oval punch, I recommend stamping on strips of cardstock so that you're not wasting a ton of cardstock. So when you go to punch this out, you can avoid wasting too much cardstock. And the same goes for this shaded spruce piece. I'm just going to stamp that scalloped oval, punch that scalloped oval. And what this does is it just kind of adds some nice background, you know, gives it a little bit of a layering look. And then we're going to stick this down with our liquid glue. Yes, Janice says would be really nice to make with tea bags to include Christmas cards sending to family and friends away. Absolutely, Janice. And I will show you that this, while I've popped it up so that it stands up, you can also flatten it so that it can mail. It'll still probably go as oversized mail just because of the thickness, but you can just kind of do it this way so that it flattens, and then you just add in your tea bag so it's not too wide. Okay, but of course if you want to stand it up, you can do that as well. I love all these ideas. Melissa says these would work with teachers' gifts or neighbors too. Shirley says my grandchildren would love this for any occasion, like birthday presents, you know, put them in, like if you're sending someone a get well card, you could pop this in there. And we have that really cute tea suite, and there is a get well soon treat in there, a sentiment in there as well. Okay, so remember when you are putting your dimensionals on, you're going to put them on the outer sides of that oval. Okay. Now, a couple of things. One of the things I wanted to mention is that yesterday I went to a someone else's event. I normally am holding events myself, but yesterday I went to somebody else's event. And I think when you go as an attendee, you have a very different lens and perspective. And so my friends Anne and Cindy had done an event yesterday, and they had invited me to speak at it. And so I drove down to London, and it was fabulous. And what I also really loved about it was all of the inspiration. So I got so many new ideas for treat packaging. I told you I'm going to show you a few others later, but I got so many ideas and inspiration. I was taking photo after photo of all of, like, there was hundreds of cards being shown, and, you know, lots of different treat packages. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I think sometimes we feel like we need to come up with the ideas all on our own. And that's one of the reasons that I feel passionate about sharing in these live streams. But I also want to encourage you to, if you if you have the time and you have the budget for it, I would encourage you to join an event, because I think that connecting with other people through crafting and card making is so it's so uplifting. But I think also the inspiration and the ideas that you get is just so worthwhile. Like, it really is worth the price of admission, because then you don't have to be A, crafting alone, and B, you don't have to be coming up with all the ideas yourself. So if you are looking for an event where we are going to be making Christmas cards and tags, then I would encourage you to join my virtual retreat. It's called the Holly Jolly Virtual Retreat. I will pop the link into the comments. Let me just do that really quickly. Hang on here, copy link. So I'm going to pop the link in here, and I encourage you to join it. The registration closes tomorrow, and I have 4 spots left. So if you are interested at all and you're in Canada, then you can join me there. It's going to be happening on November 17th and 18th. It's kind of over 24 hours. It's virtual, so you can do it in the comfort of your own home, but we will still be stamping together. And so I would love for you to join us if you have any questions. And we're going to be making 12 Christmas cards and 6 tags. So talk about lots and lots of inspiration. The projects will be designed for you. You will get packages with like all of your cardstock materials, card bases, everything that needs to be pre-cut or pre-embossed will be done for you. And it's our virtual events are really fun, and they're open to anyone in Canada or in the US. So I'm seeing a really good comment here that I might have to share. Janice says, absolutely wonderful to attend events hosted by different people. So much inspiration. Highly recommend the Holly Jolly virtual retreat. Zara and Jamie's events are always so fun. Thank you so much for sharing that, Janice. I appreciate you. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. I am going to, the only thing I have left to do is to embellish this this little treat package here. So I mentioned earlier that I'm going to show you how you can turn the rhinestones into any color that you want. And all I'm doing is taking my shaded spruce Stampin' Blend, and I'm just using the brush tip. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to kind of fray your brush tip. So I'm just going to put that down like that. I'm going to give it a few moments to dry. And while I do that, I'm going to show you the original sample of this project, okay? So this is the one that we received yesterday at the event, and it's using the Brightest Aglow designer series paper. I might have the name wrong. It's in our holiday catalog, and it's beautiful. It's like a very vanilla with gold foil detail on it. And then she also used that double oval punch, and this is a double tea bag treat package, and then inside there is a Biscoff cookie, okay, which I mentioned I love those. So these should be dry by now, and so you will have some different ideas for these tea treat bag holders or little treat packages. And I'm just going to add these little rhinestones on either side of that sentiment. Now, let me pull in the different treat packages so that you can see them kind of all lined up and see the different ideas and inspiration. I would love for you to tell me what you think of these. I would also love for you to tell me if you think you're going to be making them, because that always makes me feel so happy that you don't just watch, but you actually watch and then implement what you're learning. I think that that's the best way to kind of use these ideas, is to actually go ahead and try them. So even if you don't have the paper that I'm using, go ahead and use what you do have available. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. And Melissa's going to be joining our Holly Jolly virtual retreat for the first time. I hope you love it, Melissa. We have a lot of fun. We are like 2 peas in a pod. Okay, so tell me what you think about these little treat packages. And if you have other ideas for how to use them, please keep popping them in the comments. Bobby is saying it's a super cute gift for gifts at work. Oh, I'm having word finding difficulties. Super cute for gifts at work. Sandra says, I think it's a great way to use some of my mountain of designer series paper. Yes, yes. Okay, so that's that. I told you I would show you some other treat packaging ideas. So a few weeks ago, I had done some Halloween treat packaging, and I wanted to show you that we have this mini pocket envelope die. This is in our annual catalog, and it's a standalone die, which means it doesn't actually pair with a stamp set. So it's not part of a bundle. and it is in the holiday catalog on page 172. Okay, so I just want to show you what it looks like in the catalog is this set of dies here. It's $40, and I'm telling you, you will never want to get rid of this. It is so versatile. And so there's one die that you can use to cut out your mini pocket envelope. This is also another really good way to use up your designer series paper. So this is what the pocket envelope looks like, okay? So I done this a while back and put one of those little Kit Kat chocolates in here, and just a really simple sentiment here. I added a little bit of ink there. This is another version of it. So let me grab this Kit Kat bar. This is a Christmas version, or actually not even necessarily Christmas. It's just festive. And so with this example, they used cardstock, popped in a little Kit Kat, and then wrapped a little piece of designer series paper around the back. Okay, so that is more of a Christmas version. And then here's some other packaging ideas. So in our annual catalog, we also have a page that has all sorts of different packaging ideas. And we have these craft boxes. I believe they come in a package of 8 or 10, and they're very easy to assemble. They already have the adhesive on them. And then of course you can decorate them any which way you'd like. So, so that is that. And then the last one I wanted to show you, these are in our holiday catalog. And this was another one that we got from the event yesterday. And it has some tissue paper and this beautiful cookie. So when I say that, like, you know, it's really nice to give gifts that are festive and, you know, for Christmas or Thanksgiving or that kind of thing. But when you put them in cute packaging, it just levels up the whole gift. Okay, so and quite frankly, I feel like I feel like I'm making Pinterest worthy projects when I'm using my Stampin' Up supplies to create. Okay, this is going to go in a little bit more quickly than I was trying to do. Okay, there we go. So that is the little treat bag. These are actually available. And I did see at the event yesterday that people were using these as tea light holders. So you could decorate them and put tea lights in them. So lots of different ideas. I'm just making sure that I haven't missed anything. Hopefully you can see some of the different ways that you can level up your treat packaging. And again, for so many different people, so many different occasions, the possibilities are endless. I'm just going to flip this screen again. And let me just read the comments. Shirley says, I love all your ideas. We'll be trying some. Always love new ideas. Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate you guys. So I am going to sign off now. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day ahead. I hope you enjoy crafting and just having some time for yourselves. Don't forget to sign up for our Holly Jolly virtual retreat. There are 4 spots left and registration closes tomorrow, October 24th. And lastly, if you would like a tutorial for the little tea bag holder projects that I created today, make sure you join my email list. I put the link in the comments. It should also be in the description. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.